Thank you so much for sharing that, Chris. That was really an amazing story. So now we're going to take questions for Chris. Who has a question? We have a couple of mic runners.
I have a question.
Yep.
Hi, so you told us the story of your grandpa, but how did you get from that crisis to opportunity? What is it that you did, like psychologically or whatever, to make that hi. Hi.
Good question.
Yeah, so you told us your story about how you effed up.
I'm a drummer. I didn't hear a word of. No, I'm just kidding. I heard you.
So what did you do after the crisis to get to that, to make that transition to the opportunity? Because I'm sure you were really low and all these kind of things.
God.
And you cried.
Everybody was low. We had like a band meeting, and I can remember just like it was yesterday. Just the everybody just like, okay, we have now we have a 9-hour drive ahead of us home to like think about this. My teacher used to say, you don't choose the drums choose you. Pretty cool, eh? So I think if you've went into, like we're all entrepreneurs here. I'm an entrepreneur. That's kind of what this night's about. And when you go into, like if I went into, I don't know, baking cupcakes or something, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make, like there's a gap in the market for that and I'm gonna make money. If I went through something like that, I would not be able to recover. So I kind of have to do what I do. And I just had to find a way. And, the tools I teach my students are like have a mentor, journal, don't escape into like drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. Like, don't blame anybody. Like I pointed at myself. I could have blamed the freaking cat. I could have blamed our singer. I could have blamed, and like I point, when you point at somebody else, there's 3 fingers pointed back at you, right? So I'm like, I could have prepared to play those songs in like, an Arctic, like just any place in the world. There's a drummer named Travis Barker from Blink-182, and he's awesome. And when he goes to record his albums, he tells the band to stay at home, and he plays literally the whole album just by himself. Like that's how well he knows it. He just walks, like he doesn't need any perfect conditions. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to, be sure you're doing something that you have to do what you're doing, because you will be punched in the face. And B, make sure you have the right habits and mentors that can reinforce that. Yeah. I asked myself that, like, how the hell did I come back from that? It was like, geez. Anybody else? You can just shout it.
Did you ever get your recovery moment from that show to like go back and play like a better Ottawa venue and the Prime Minister showed up or something like that maybe?
Yeah.
And you drummed on his head maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, like even like being here tonight to tell you guys, like just being still doing it. One of the best things that I've done is volunteer with seniors. Like I love doing that, and they always thank you so much. So I do drum. That 104-year-old student was true. Like I when I can, I go into senior homes and drum with them. And it means so much to them, like you wouldn't believe it. I'm not talking like drum set, they just play what they can. And they teach me way more than I can possibly bring to them, because when you hang out with seniors, you realize the power of regret. So my victory's like, I was just drumming a couple hours ago practicing. I'm an entrepreneur, LTR is my thing. I have my own band called Modus Factor, and I learned to be a self-starter through the grit. Like through going through hell, I've learned to be a self-starter. That's the victory. Like that, I'm still here. This happened 20 years ago, so I don't have the regret. Like, man, I wish I'd kept it. What if I drummed now? What if I had kept going? You know what I mean? Because things look a lot different. There's a saying that says like people underestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So a lot of you are super young. Things are going to look way different in 10 years, even though it seems like, think about teenagers when they're depressed. Like, have you ever read your journal when you're like 16? And it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. And then you're like, that was stupid. So to answer your question, the victory is like that I'm still here. So thank you guys. Right on.